By the end of this nightmare, the HOA treasurer's $90,000 Escalade was sitting in the middle of my cornfield. 4 tires, shredded rims, bent smoke rising like a warning to anyone else who thought they could mess with me. Her lawyer begged me not to press charges, but it was too late. She did this to herself, and I made damn sure everyone saw it. My name's Marcus Chen. I'm 47, and after 25 years in logistics management, I'd had enough of conference rooms, corporate politics, and fake smiles. I sold my condo, cashed out my savings, and bought 80 acres of farmland in rural Nebraska just outside a gated community called Meadowbrook Estates. That last detail mattered because Meadowbrook had one of those infamous homeowners associations, the kind where people pay $700 a month just to be told what color their mailbox should be. I wanted freedom space and the right to do whatever I damn well pleased on my own land. At first, life was perfect. Rolling fields, a creek, outback mornings with coffee and birds instead of emails. But peace doesn't last long when someone like Victoria Piton lives next door. She was the HOA treasurer, married to Richard the President. They were the king and queen of Meadowbrook, matching luxury cars, perfectly manicured lawns, and an attitude that screamed, "Rules are for other people." The first time I saw the white Escalade, it was cutting diagonally through my cornfield like it was a shortcut on her GPS. Stalks, crushed dirt, flying no hesitation at all. I chased it down in my pickup and blocked her path. She rolled her window down, wearing sunglasses that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. "This is private property," I said. She laughed, actually laughed. "There's an easement," she said, waving a hand. "From the 60s. Check the county records." "I own this land," I told her. "There's no easement." "Check again, honey," she said, smiling like I was an idiot, and drove right around me, crushing another row of corn. I went straight to my lawyer, Jim Sutton. 2 days later, he called me, "Marcus, there's no easement. She's trespassing. Period." So I sent her a cease and desist letter, certified mail. She signed for it. 3 days later, I watched her tear it open, glance at it, then toss it out her window and drive straight through my field again. I called the sheriff. Deputy Morrison came out, took photos, nodded sympathetically. But then he said, "Unless I catch her in the act and she refuses to leave, it's civil, not criminal. You'll have to take her to court." That was the first time I felt real frustration boil up. I was doing everything right, and she was untouchable because she hid behind HOA lawyers and her husband's title. I tried to keep calm, but every morning at 7:15 I'd hear that engine roar through my crops. Every evening around 5 she'd come back the same way. I started documenting everything, dates, photos, damage. Then one morning I found my best cow, Daisy, lying down and trembling. She'd miscarried. The vet said it was stress, too much noise, too much disturbance. I stood there in the mud holding the report in my hands, and I swear I could feel my patience snap. I wanted to scream. I wanted to march into Meadowbrook and drag her out by that smug little smile. But instead I just asked myself, what if I'm the crazy one? Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe I should just let it go, plant again, and move on. But then I remembered Daisy, the crushed crops, the way she'd smirked when she said, "You're new here, you wouldn't understand." That was the moment I stopped doubting myself. I started researching property defense laws, trespassing statutes, vehicle deterrence. And that's when I found spike strips, the kind police use. Legal gray area, sure, but not illegal if you warn people. I called Jim. "Is it legal to deploy them on my property?" He leaned back, thinking. "If you post clear warnings, notify law enforcement, and it's only to prevent damage, not harm anyone, yeah, you're fine." That was all I needed to hear. I went all in. Ordered professional-grade retractable spike strips 10 feet long each. Put up 30 bright reflective signs. Private property. Vehicle deterrent devices in use. Tire damage will occur. Every 50 feet all along her route. I even GPS tagged the photos, documented every angle. Then I sent her one final certified letter with pictures of the signs and a note. "You've been warned." 3 days later I got a letter from her lawyer calling my actions terroristic threats. I just laughed. I'd expected that. So I took all my documents to Deputy Morrison. Showed him everything. He read it all, looked me in the eye, and said, "Off the record, I don't blame you one bit. On the record, be careful." Sunday night, I barely slept. I kept asking myself if I'd gone too far, but every time I closed my eyes, I saw Daisy's body lying there in the dirt. No, this was justice. Monday morning, 6:00 a.m. Coffee cameras, laptop screens. I had 3 live feeds showing every inch of that dirt road she'd carved through my field. 7:14 a.m. There she was. Same escalade, same arrogance. She didn't even slow down for the first sign. Then came the sound I'd been waiting for. Pop, pop. The front tires blew. The car lurched forward, kept going another 20 yards. Pop, pop. Rear tires gone. The Escalade crawled forward on shredded rubber until it hit the second set of strips, metal grinding against metal. I watched the rims bend on camera. She coasted another 50 yards and stopped dead center in my cornfield, all 4 tires flat, smoke rising. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the door flew open. Victoria stepped out, staring at the damage like the world had betrayed her. She started screaming, no words, just pure rage. I picked up my phone and called the sheriff. "This is Marcus, Chen County Road 47. I've got a trespasser who ignored warnings and damaged her own vehicle. I need a deputy." When I walked out there, she was on the phone shouting, "All 4 tires? Yes, all 4. Sue him for everything he owns." She spotted me. "You tried to kill me, you psycho." I stopped 10 feet away. "You ignored every warning. You've been trespassing for 6 months. Actions have consequences." She screamed, "This is HOA property. We have an easement. Show me the documents." She hesitated, then raised her phone like it was a weapon and started filming. "Everyone will see this. He trapped me. Attempted murder." I turned my own camera on her. "My name is Marcus Chen. This is my private land. You've been warned in writing multiple times. You destroyed my gate. My crops and one of my cows miscarried because of you." Sirens approached in the distance. When Deputy Morrison arrived, Victoria ran toward him, crying dramatically, "Officer, he set traps to kill me. He's a lunatic." Morrison just sighed. "Ma'am, slow down. Do you have any proof of an easement?" "My lawyer has it. Do you have it?" "With you?" "No, but then you're trespassing." He turned to me. "Mr. Chen, do you want to press charges?" I looked at her. For a split second, I felt almost sorry for her. She looked smaller somehow, like the facade had cracked. But then I remembered Daisy, and that feeling disappeared. "Yes, Deputy, I want to press charges." She went pale. "You can't arrest me. My husband will have your badge." Morrison just wrote in his notebook, "Ma'am, threats won't help. You'll receive a citation for criminal trespassing and property destruction." She fumbled for her phone again, called her lawyer. I could hear the voice on the other end. "Victoria, I told you not to go through that property again." Her face collapsed. "But you said I said stop trespassing." Click. Line dead. By the time the tow truck arrived, she was quiet. The driver winched her Escalade up and said, "Lady, you did a number on this thing. 4 new tires, new rims, you're looking at $3,000 easy." She just nodded numbly. Before they left, I told the deputy I wanted to add the vet report for Daisy to my complaint. He wrote it down. Victoria didn't even look up. She just muttered, "You'll regret this. The HOA will destroy you." I looked her straight in the eye. "I'm not in your HOA. You don't own me. You never did." A few weeks later, she pled guilty to criminal trespassing. The judge ordered her to pay me $8,500 for damages, gate crops, vet bills, and barred her from coming within 500 feet of my property. But karma wasn't done yet. Word got around about the spike strip incident. Someone on the HOA board, an assistant treasurer named Patricia, started digging through the HOA's finances, and found that Victoria had been embezzling community funds to pay her personal legal bills, $60,000 over 2 years. When the news broke, it spread through town like wildfire. Richard resigned in disgrace. Victoria was charged with fraud and embezzlement. They divorced. Their house went up for sale. Meanwhile, I built a new 8-foot steel fence along my western boundary, not just to keep people out, but to remind myself no one crosses my line again. The corn grew back. The cows grazed peacefully. And for the first time in months, I could sit on my porch at sunset without scanning the horizon for a white Escalade. You know, people like Victoria always think rules don't apply to them until they hit something sharper than their ego. Lesson learned? Stand your ground, stay legal, and let karma handle the rest.